Alright everybody, Adam Stark here, and today I am going to be talking about what I consider to be the best video games that are offline, no internet required, no subscription required, but they feel like a good simulated online experience. Okay, now this is mostly for Xbox because that is what I have. Of course, there's tons of overlap, obviously. There's lots of other games that are for PlayStation and PC, and obviously on PC you can mod games to give them that type of gameplay anyway. So you guys have the major advantage there, PC players and Steam players and such. But I am going off of Xbox. That's what I own. That's what I have. That's what I am the most familiar with, of course, and so that is my expertise. Okay, so I own a lot of games, and I want to just go over these. This is in no exact order, except I will say this: the last is the best. I'm going to save the best for last, and I'm going to say right off the bat, the last is actually a two-way tie. As crazy as that sounds, yes, the last is a two-way tie. As insane as that sounds, that I can't pick between the two. They're both amazing, and that's the best kind of tie you can have, obviously. So that's what this is. So what's my criteria? Just so we're clear, I am not talking. Just to make this super clear, I am not referring to video games that are split-screen co-op campaigns. Don't get me wrong, I love that. I own plenty of games with that. That is not what this list is. This list is games where you're basically playing the online multiplayer modes, but offline with no internet needed, no internet required at all, no server required at all. You're playing these games without internet, but you still feel like you're playing the online experience. And some of these games, even on top of that, have split screen capability on top of that. It's like that's the perfection right there when you get all that in one game. But we see that a lot less and less and less nowadays. So, but that's my criteria. So no, there's of course certain video games that are split screen co-op campaigns, and I love those games, but that's not what this list is. This list isn't that. Okay, just want to make that very clear. There is overlap, though. Some games have a campaign that is split screen, and it has offline multiplayer simulated content as well. So there's a lot of overlap, is what I'm trying to say, and that's awesome. Some games have gone above and beyond to make them endlessly replayable, and to me, that's the most replayable, is when you have a game that gives you that that online experience, but not being held back by the servers, because if you need a server, that means your game eventually will be gone, will be done with, will be done for. Now on PC, of course, you folks that are on PC are a lot more lucky than me, because you folks can mod servers, so you can play games that are decades old, decades gone, decades delisted, etc., and you can still play online. That's awesome. I'm happy for you guys, but I can't relate. that's not my ability. I can't do that on my Xbox, obviously, speaking the obvious. But so that's what we're doing here. And the last thing I'm going to say, of course, is I'm not going to have every game on here. This is just what I own and what I know about to a moral certainty. Okay? And last thing I'll say before I start is, if you hear noises in the background, I apologize. I'm multitasking. I am doing a lot of important labor right now while I am creating this. So, alright, now that I've got that out of the way, I'm just going to start. Again, random order, except the very last is the very best, that's for sure. Okay, first game I'm going to talk about. This is called Hypercharge Unboxed. This is excellent game on my Xbox. This is a fantastic game. It is the quintessential offline game in the last few years. It just has everything you want in an offline game experience. They really did a good job of capturing all that. And so here's what I mean by that. This game has a campaign. This game has basic like what you'd expect from boomer shooters as deathmatch, team deathmatch, capture the flag, territories kind of game, etc., all that stuff. Modifiers like arena shooters have, where some players will have big heads, some players will be handicapped, players will have random weapon spawns and stuff. All that fun stuff that we love in our boomer shooters, this game has, but this game also, no internet required, and up to 4-player split screen. Okay, to me, that is as good as you can possibly get. So, that's the reason I'm making this list. Shout out to Hypercharge Unboxed. It has it all. First and third person view, and your toys, so the environments are real environments, but you're the size of a toy, basically, so it's fun, funny, and all that. And you are going, and in the story mode, which is also split screen, you're strategizing, you're making your base, you're playing defense, you are upgrading your defenses, you're repairing your defenses, all fun stuff. And then otherwise, you can just say screw all that, and you can just shoot it out in deathmatch, team deathmatch, etc. You can have jetpacks on, off when you're playing, and stuff. It's just awesome. It has everything offline too. It's quintessential offline, awesome game. Okay, so that's that game. Next, gonna go with Perfect Dark Zero. Okay, Perfect Dark Zero. This was a launch game on the Xbox 360. Perfect Dark Zero, 2005. They also had in the Rare Replay collection, which I own as well. This game was in there, slightly updated graphically or whatever. So this game also is one of those, like, oh wow, they have all that in one game kind of game. So this game, you have a campaign. You can do co-op, split screen in the campaign, which is awesome. The AI in the campaign, as far as like your enemies and AI and stuff, is really bad. I mean, they are very, very bad. Not gonna lie to you, but that's okay. It doesn't stop from the experience. It's still fun. I mean, it's still fun to play each mission, and especially vehicle missions and stuff, and split screen co-op. And it's fun to be able to go and see, hey, why don't we attack this objective differently? Why don't you try and sneak in the back of the building, and I'll go in the front of the building? Fun stuff like that. It's good, fun experimentation, replay value in that sense. Like I said, but the AI and the enemies AI, they're so stupid. I mean, they really suck. But then here's where the game really shines to me, is they give you all sorts of sandbox game modes as well. You got deathmatch, team deathmatch. You have eradication is my favorite. You have a territories mode. You got all these different game modes, okay? And the bots, there's several difficulties, and on the really hard difficulties, it's where the game really shines, because the enemy AI then is actually really good because they're extremely powerful. They know how to. They just perfect aim and take you out really fast and stuff. But it's a fun challenge, and since it's split screen, you can shoot it out on a team. You could go against each other. You can have up to 15 bots in this game, which is great. And if you're doing split screen, obviously up to 14 bots, which is awesome. So it's just a good time. I should have mentioned too, in Hypercharge Unboxed, up to 7 bots, unless you're doing split screen, up to 6 bots, of course. So awesome stuff. Science fiction weapons. So you get there's guns that shoot lasers. There's guns that shoot poison darts. There's guns that shoot. There's a laser. What do you call it? Like a sword that has like a laser projected shield and stuff. Just fun stuff. Good times. It's just a fun game. Good science fiction game. Entertaining. And like I said, the bots are just not good in campaign, but it's a fun time. Fun time to play offline and stuff. Okay. So that's Perfect Dark Zero. And the jetpack vehicles, the bots will not use them, but you can use them as the human player. So that's nice. Okay. Next I'm going to talk about the Halo Master Chief Collection. Okay. So all of these games in this have split screen co-op campaigns. That is awesome. Okay. Now that's not the point of my list, but I'm just mentioning that because the Halo campaigns, obviously, if you didn't know somehow by now, are legendary. Fun times. I still play them once in a while. The campaigns are still fun. I'm not one of those people, like, I can enjoy them, but it's just not what I prefer, obviously. So, all that's great. Campaign, split screens, co-op is great. But now, you also get firefight mode in Halo ODST, and it's updated in the Master Chief Collection. They actually updated the firefight mode in Halo ODST from the Master Chief Collection. It's better than the original ODST firefight version, which is awesome. And then, obviously, you have Halo Reach's firefight mode. So, this is a lot of fun. It's as close as you can get to a Halo game with true offline, no internet required, sandbox gameplay. It's waves of enemies, okay? So it's not the same thing. You're not doing Capture the Flag. You're not doing Team Slayer. No. This is the closest thing, though. Waves of enemies that keep spawning. So it's a survival type of game with hordes. It's like a horde mode, okay? And you just try and survive them all and stuff. It's great. Now, the problem is, to me, this is my opinion, the problem is, it just gets boring after a while. It's not like I'm going back to it all the time. But it is fun. The Halo guns are iconic and fun. And the ODST updated version in Master Chief Collection added vehicles to it that were not originally in ODST, and that makes it more fun, because it's like, oh, cool, now we can use, spaceships and stuff in it, and that's great. I love that part of it. That's awesome. And you can really customize the crap out of the mode, out of firefight, and that makes it really replayable specifically for the firefight gameplay, because you can do so many tweaks. It's insane. You can do suicidal explosive grunts only. You can do random every wave, so every enemy wave is going to be different, completely randomly different. You can have it so it's only armored brutes, only armored hunters, only elites that are the same health as you, so it's the closest you could get to Team Slayer, basically. There's so many customizing options. It is actually pretty mind-blowing, and I was impressed going back at it and playing it again after not having played it for a long time. So, shout out to them. It is an excellent game, obviously. Not telling you anything you don't know. Okay. Unreal Championship 2. This was 2005. This game, backwards compatible with Xbox One and Xbox Series S and X, obviously, or else it would be a dead game. Because if we were talking Xbox 360 games that are not backwards compatible but that count for this list, I obviously would have included the game Brink, which I love, and the game Enemy Territory Quake Wars, which I really love. I love that game so much. It's one of my favorite games ever made. It's an amazing offline multiplayer simulated experience. It's incredible, but it was never backwards compatible. At least as of now, as of 2026, it is not backwards compatible. If it is in the future, put that tied with first, because that game has everything. It has tons of bots, tons of weapons, tons of vehicles, and flying vehicles and everything. It has tons of different weapons, weapon upgrades, different objectives. Every map is different. The sandbox part of the game is just so unique and stuff. So, but yeah, not counting that, obviously. Okay, anyway, sorry, got off track. Unreal Championship 2, 2005. This game, fantastic, man. It's just a really fun game. So, in this game, obviously, it's in the Unreal Tournament Championship timeline. I played it even recently, just so I can kind of freshen up on it. And this game is the Unreal games. If you don't know this somehow, I'll just explain. These were the games that, to my personal opinion, they really started changing my mind about, wow, you can make enemy AI really impressive. This was that game for me, Unreal Tournament, the first one, where I was like, holy crap, these are really human-like. It was kind of crazy to me. It's like they really were quite human-like in how they shoot, respond, maneuver. They really play the objectives hard and stuff, and it's just endlessly replayable, fun game, but it's offline, so you don't have to worry about needing an internet connection, and you can tweak the rules, you can tweak the gameplay difficulty and stuff, if for whatever reason, if you think, oh, you know what, this isn't fun, this is too hard, you can change it, or, oh, this is way too easy, it's not fun, you can change it, you can play it the way you want to play it. That's what Sandbox is. Lots of tweaks in the game. You can make a low gravity, super speed game. And this game is, you can have melee weapons, and when you're in, this is a first or third person view game, but the melee weapons are always third person view by default. You can play melee only, and sometimes that's the most fun I have in this game. Melee weapons only. Now, melee weapons work similar to, like, Star Wars Battlefront 2 melee kind of thing, where you have an attack button, and then you have a block button, but then you also have a deflect button, where if you press that at the right time, it'll deflect that type of ammunition back towards your opponent, and then it can damage them with their own projectile that they shot at you, But it also, you can use the deflect against another melee attack against you and stuff. So it's really cool. It is really unique. It really stands out in it. But then again, if you wanted to, of course, you could completely ignore the melee if you wanted and turn melee weapons off. Or you can just have every weapon turn on. You get my point. There's so many options in it. It's a good standout, fun time. Capture the flag, deathmatch, team deathmatch. Then there's all these weird games, like there's ones where these zombies spawn in the middle of the map, and for every one you kill, you get a point, and you're racing against a computer opponents, or if you're doing split screen, against human opponent and computer teammates and enemies, etc. Very sandboxy, like I said, and you're fighting against them, trying to score faster or whatever. So, and then the intense, there's a duel mode, one-on-one duel mode, where it's very intense and you can spectate and stuff, just like in Unreal Tournament 3, which is also in this list, and Star Wars Jedi Academy. They also have that intense one-on-one duel mode. So, just so fun. There's everything in this game. There's no vehicles, in case anybody's wondering. Not saying that's a requirement, but that's just, I know some people may be asking. So, amazing game, sandbox, fun experience. Okay, the next game, Star Wars Jedi Academy. So this game here, this is an incredible offline game. This is so much fun. This game's campaign, by the way, is awesome. It's iconic. Now, this list isn't about campaigns, but I'm just mentioning that. Not split screen. There is no co-op campaign, split screen campaign, or anything, for anybody curious if you've never played this. This game, though, 2003, okay, this game has the best, by far, the best Jedi combat mechanics, lightsaber combat mechanics ever in a game by far. They did so well that other games just pale in comparison. It's that simple. They just don't have it in them. It just doesn't work. This game was so perfect. It has guns in it, so it's technically a first-person shooter, but you can switch to third-person view at any time, and if you're using a lightsaber, you're always in third-person view, which is fine. It works better that way anyway. But the way that this game works for offline and split screen, okay, you can have up to 8 bots, or 7 bots if you're doing 6 bots if you're doing split screen, so there's 8 players total maximum. And this game, the lightsaber combat's really good. There is no block button. You just have to be facing the direction of your enemy, like specifically where they're striking, and it will block if you don't press anything. If you press attack when they attack, then you could do a lightsaber clash, which is really cool. Or if you miss, then obviously they attack you and you get hurt, etc. And then there's all these different force powers, of course, that make the game just wacko and crazy. But the reason it's fun is because there's a lot of tweaks you can make. You can turn all guns off, which I always do, to be honest, because the lightsaber combat's the best part of this game by far. No debate there. And then also, you can tweak the force powers. You can make it so everybody only has a little bit of force power, so it's not like you're constantly getting hit by different force powers every 2 seconds in case you think that's annoying, because you might, I don't know. Or you can turn force powers off and have it just be Jedi lightsaber combat. So for those people that have never played this is how I describe this game. Think of this game, if you turn the force powers off, pretend it's not Star Wars. It's basically a sword fighting simulator game, okay, where you can have one dual wielding two, or you can have one staff, okay, and it's just so good. It's really responsive. It's really fun. It's really unique. It stands out. It works. Whatever they did, it just works. It works. Okay, so that's the fun to be had here. Now, the AI is not that good, to be honest with you. So you have to play it on the hardest difficulty, or else it's just not a joy. You have to play it on the hardest. If you don't, you're just gonna dog walk your AI enemies, and then it's not the same. But it is a great time. Don't let that discourage you. It's a great time, and I like to play with just one lightsaber because that's the hardest, most difficult. Because when you're going against someone with two lightsabers, they're faster than you, obviously, and if you're going against a staff, they overpower you. So it's the biggest challenge. It's so much fun, and so, like I said, it's almost like, if you turn the force powers off, of course, it's like a realistic sword dueling, sword fighting kind of game, like a fencing kind of game, minus the fact that your players do like backflips and stuff. So that's how I describe it, man. But it's, again, offline, no internet required, no subscription required, no server required, and split screen, man. It has everything. Capture the flag, it has, but my favorite is duel, one-on-one duels, and then the other players are spectating, and you have a free spectating camera, which is fun, or power duel, two-on-one duels, but the duelist that is on their own team by themselves, they have more health because it's two-on-one. So this game is fantastic, man. It's an excellent offline game, simulated multiplayer experience. So really fun. And any game on this list, by the way, I should mention, you do not need to be a fan of Star Wars to like these games. I hate when people make that argument, oh, I don't like Star Wars. Who cares? It's a video game, dude. I don't like Star Trek. Okay, but if they make a good Star Trek game, I'll play the game, and I'll love the game. Who cares? That's one argument I can't stand. Anyways, just making that clear. Okay. Next one I'm going to say, Lost Planet 2. Okay. I'm not a major fan of this game, but I want to mention this because some people out there do like this game. I don't want to leave something out for somebody out there that might be interested. Lost Planet 2, it's a third-person shooter. It has giant enemies, okay, like massive, colossal Goliath enemies, okay? And there is a split-screen campaign, co-op campaign, which is fun, but it also does have an offline mode where you're doing deathmatch, team deathmatch, and stuff like that. There's nothing too special about the bot's intelligence here, the AI intelligence here. Nothing about it really stands out to a big degree. Not going to say that at all, but I just don't want to leave this game out for somebody out there that might really like this game or might not have known, hey, this game you can play with bots offline. Some people have no idea about that, so I wanted to just mention anyway. And yeah, so it's an okay. It's not my favorite by far, but someone out there probably really likes it, so I want to mention it. Okay, Shadowrun, specifically 2006. I have to say that because apparently there's a few games called Shadowrun that are not related to this one at all. This is Shadowrun 2006. This came out for Xbox 360 and a specific type of PC, and it had crossplay at the time. The only thing that matters to me is that it is backwards compatible, and I can play this offline. That's all that matters. There is no two-player in this. There's no split screen or shared screen or anything in this. That is unfortunate, but don't let that stop you. This game, up to 15 bots. This game is a first-person shooter. There is a third-person view if you're using certain magic powers temporarily, and if you're using the sword, you'll be in third-person view. This game is basically first-person view. It's a shooter, but they also have magic. So you have guns, you have technology, like gliders and see-through wall visors, X-ray specs, and stuff like that. And then you have magic, such as you can summon monsters, you can teleport through walls to escape, you can do a resurrect spell, you can throw down a tree of life, which will give you cover, and it will heal anybody in it, including enemies. so it's neutral, but you can heal with it. And it's just a lot of fun. My complaint with this game doesn't take away from it. Don't get me wrong, I still love this game, okay? Please don't think I'm complaining because I want to be honest and fair. That's how I am. I'm an honest and fair person, okay? So, yeah, what I don't like is you start out with a certain amount of money that you use in the very first round to buy equipment, guns, magic, or you can just save it and buy nothing, and then you'll only have your default pistol. Okay, the pistol, you know, I love pistols in game. The pistol in this game sucks, but that's kind of the point. It's not supposed to be really good. I mean, to be honest, that's the point. It's not supposed to be a good pistol. It's just supposed to be there. You know, it's supposed to be so you have a weapon and not nothing. Okay, so the pistol sucks, and my gripe with this game, I wish there was 1 or 2 or 3 more guns in this game, because I don't want to sound greedy, but just just come on, a few more guns, man. I feel like they just needed a few more guns to make me feel like the variety would be a little better. But at the end of the day, I like the guns, okay? I like the shotgun, I like the rifle. The sniper is cool, but you cannot no-scope, and that sucks. You can't no-scope it, melees, if you try to no-scope with it. And then, like, the SMG, like, it's cool, but there should be more than one type of SMG and stuff. So, you know, it's not, like any video game, nothing's ever perfect, right? So that, and then the other problem, which is one thing I wish so bad I could fix or change or whatever, is a custom option to make it so that you start with more money. I really wish so bad you could. Now, the human, if you pick the human race out of the 4 races, if you pick the human, you actually do start, ironically, with $500 more, which is not a lot, but I think that's kind of funny. It's just how it is. I don't know what to tell you. But that being said, I just wish that I could tweak that. Dude, if you could just, before you start your game, you select your map, you choose how many bots, you choose the difficulty on each team, and then the other thing you can pick is you could choose the race you want each team to be. Do you want them all to be trolls? Do you want them all to be human? Do you want them all to be elves? Or do you want them all to be dwarves? Or whatever, and then you pick, okay, do you want, or do you want it to be random, which obviously I always do random, because what's the point? I want there to be a variety in my gameplay, not doing the same thing every time. Like, I think that's a little boring. So, obviously I do that. But, man, if I'm telling you folks, if there was one, and then, of course, the game type. There's 2 game modes, raid and attrition. Okay, that's it. But if there was one more, just one simple more option I would add, you guys, I would add the option of how much money do you start with? Because this is a sandbox mode after all. It's offline, you're not doing it for achievements or anything, just for fun. I would make it so start out with, or have unlimited money. You know, like, everybody has unlimited money. Like, can you imagine how chaotic these games would be? It'd be crazy, man. That's the only thing I really do say that I can complain about this game, is that. I just wish that part of this was different. I really do, sincerely. Because everything else about it is so much fun. I love playing as either the dwarf or the elf, because the dwarf has the most magic by far. Like, it's not even close second. They have the most magic essence, or whatever you call it, by far. So they can do the most spells. So therefore, if I play as a dwarf for fun, I like to dedicate myself to being the resurrector. So anytime my teammates die, I'll be the one to buy the resurrector spell, and I'll try and resurrect as much of them as possible, which also gets you money. Just like a fun, made-up objective that I do, you know. Otherwise, if I'm the elf, since the elves can heal themselves, I like to do like the teleport spell. So when I'm getting shot at, I'll teleport, I'll get out of there, and then I'll heal up, and then I'll come back, or I'll use the elf. I'll use the teleport, the wired reflexes, and the sword, the katana, so I can be as fast as possible and try and be the annoying person that uses a sword in a gunfight kind of guy. But that's the fun of this game. Don't get me wrong. I know I'm complaining about it, but that's just because I'm being critically honest. The gameplay is fun. It is replayable. It is a good time. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about... Okay. The Quake 3/Quake Arena Arcade. So, for some reason, on Xbox, again, I have to make that clear, otherwise people will get the wrong idea when I'm talking about this stuff. But specifically on Xbox, this game, or excuse me, on Xbox, you can play Quake Arena Arcade, which is basically the game Quake 3, but it's remastered, and it has additional content in it that Quake 3 originally didn't have. Now, that's not saying much because, obviously, Quake 3 on PC, you have mods, so you guys have a million maps. So adding a few maps doesn't mean anything, but it's cool for us Xbox players because we're like, oh, we got new maps. Cool. You know. But this is basically the closest thing to Unreal Tournament 1 that we have on Xbox. So it's a classic, old-school first-person shooter where it's all about collecting items, collecting health power-ups, and learning the maps. Learning the maps is really the key to the fun in this game. Once you feel like you have these maps figured out, then the game gets a lot of fun. This game, the bots are really good. They're not creative or anything, but they are good. They do the job. They play the objectives. There's nothing creative about them, but they do what they need to do. They hunt you down. They shoot you. They kill you. They capture the flags and stuff. But I'm not gonna lie. They do get stuck and stuff like that sometimes. I mean, it is what it is. I'm just being honest. And a lot of them on harder difficulties are pretty aimbotty, you know. But it is what it is. That's fine. This is an older game. What can you really expect? But it is a lot of fun. It is a tremendous amount of fun. Capture the flag is always a good time. Team deathmatch, and the maps are really unique. Some of them are in outer space with no gravity, and they have super jumps, so you're flying through the air. There's a nail gun where it nails your enemies to the wall and stuff, and it's like a shotgun that shoots nails. The sniper in this is a lot of fun. You know, sniping is always my favorite thing in any given video game. Okay, and so it's a good time. It's just I'm not going to pretend like this is the best thing ever. No, I'm not going to pretend like that. But it is a good time. It is fun. Okay, now we're going to talk about next game on here, which is Unreal Tournament 3. Okay, Unreal Tournament 3, 2007. Now, interestingly, the PlayStation 3 version is better than the Xbox 360 version because, and this is backwards compatible on Xbox One and Series X and X, so that's great. But on PlayStation, you guys are so lucky because you guys get this with DLC that we did not get. So don't ask me how, but that's what they did. They decided, screw Xbox. Let's give the PlayStation 3 people DLC. So you guys get DLC. And obviously, don't even get me started on PC. You guys have mods, so nothing matters. You guys will get whatever content you want because you'll just make it yourself. And I'm happy for you. That's cool. But so I actually have the worst version, quote-unquote, of this game because I'm an Xbox person. But nonetheless, it's a great time. This game, okay, 16 up to 16 players, so that means 15 bots, or if you're doing split screen, up to 14 bots, obviously. Okay, 16 minus 2. But this game, technically speaking, it has it all in an offline game, okay? It has a split screen co-op campaign. Now, I say co-op campaign, don't get excited. This campaign is really just the same thing you're already doing in the sandbox modes, just with a splash of random cutscenes. It's nothing special. It's no different, really, than what you're already doing. So I don't want you to think I'm saying like that this is some you know, like magnificent story you're about to see. Okay, no. But I'm just mentioning it for curiosity's sake. Now, what I love about this game, the amount of game modes, and of course the mutators they call it, which make the games unique because you can do things like, you know, turn gravity off, speed up the game, slow down the game, turn super jumps on, you can make certain guns allowed, not allowed, and stuff. And obviously, the vehicles. Now, any game that is a shooter, that is offline, that also has vehicles, I'm sorry, but it automatically is going to get higher praise from me. That is my preference. I love it when games have that, because to me, that's the most mind-blowing thing, is to not only have offline bots, but have offline bots where they even programmed the AI bots to use vehicles. And since this is an Unreal game, Unreal Tournament 3, this game, the bots are programmed well, and they fight really aggressively. They play the objectives hard. They do what they need to do, and it's awesome. It's a good time. It's a great time. So, it is. Now, the negative about this game, I'm not going to lie, it takes a little bit, and maybe this is just me, okay? It takes a little bit of tweaking to figure out exactly how you want to play it. Now, what do I mean by that? Here's what I mean by that. Sorry, but I'm going to get really specific. But when you're playing a game mode with vehicles, okay, if you are doing 8 on 8, the vehicles, I'm sorry, but they're just not fun, because the second you get in a vehicle, your vehicles are not that strong in terms of health. So you're going to have, as soon as you get in a vehicle, you're going to have 8 people shooting at you, and your vehicle's health is just going to go down, 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 down. So for one, anytime I'm doing a game mode with vehicles, I automatically make my starting weapon for all players is that pulse gun, pulse machine gun, whatever, because the Lynx gun, whatever, because that gun's secondary fire repairs vehicles. So, well, repairs friendly vehicles, I should say. So because I need that, it is not a recommendation, it's a requirement for me. Otherwise, the vehicles are not fun, they just die fast, and then what's the point? So I need that, that's a requirement. And number 2, if I'm going to play a vehicles game mode, even with that link gun that lets me repair vehicles, I don't care for having 8 on 8, the maximum, because then instantly, you get in a vehicle, instantly, you're getting shot at. Instantly, your vehicle's health is already 20% down. And it's a little annoying, I'm sorry, but it is. It's a little annoying. So, due to that reasoning, I need to have it a certain way, as annoying and stupid as that sounds. But then again, it's also like a positive thing about the game when you think about it. That means this game gives you those type of options. The game compensates you for the type of very picky particular player you are, like me, Adam Stark. So I can do that, and that's what I do. So I might do 6 on 6, I might do 4 on 4 with vehicles, game modes, and then it's actually fun. Because then I'm not instantly losing all my vehicles' health. My vehicles get destroyed, and then I'm pissed off, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that I just don't like. I don't want that. Okay? Alright, so Unreal Tournament 3, incredible game. Flying vehicles, ground vehicles, vehicles with more than one seat. So you can pick up your friend, you can have the AI drive you, or you can drive the AI, etc. And the AI are really good. Amazing game. Okay, this is a random one, but I feel like mentioning it anyway. Fear 3. I mentioned this because nobody believed me. It was like a year or 2 ago when I mentioned this game online. I was talking to people about it, and they said, no way, that game doesn't have... And I said, yes, believe it or not, Fear 3 has offline split-screen content. Now, everybody knew that this game is 2-player split-screen co-op campaign. It is. And that's where the game actually shines the most. The split-screen co-op campaign is the best part of this game. Hands down, there's no debate there. Nobody would even jokingly tell me otherwise. Because the story mode itself, I don't love it. It doesn't hold any comparison to Fear 1. Fear 1's story mode is excellent. So fun. Okay? This game, it's okay, but I think it sucks overall. But co-op in the campaign in Fear 3 is awesome. It's fun because you're 2 different types of players with 2 different types of attacks. It makes it fun, it's dynamic, it's interesting, it's a good time. Okay? But this game actually does have offline, like online, multiplayer simulated content in it, believe it or not. Most people just don't know this. So yes, you can do like a zombie mode where you're just trying to survive, and there is like a weird asymmetrical shooting, I don't even know how to describe it. There's like ghosts that shoot projectiles like phantoms, I think that's what they're called, or whatever, and then the other team is soldiers with guns or whatever. And yes, you can do it. Right now, offline, split screen, no internet required. You can do it. It's not that fun though. it's not that fun. It's actually disappointing that the fact that they programmed it and it does exist and the bots will play it, but it's not good. It's not horrible. Like, I appreciate the effort. They're trying to be unique and stand out and not just do a team deathmatch, capture the flag, which doesn't bother me. I don't mind if it's a standard game mode, but I'm just saying they went for something else, and what they got was that. So it's okay. It's just interesting. That's all I can say about it, you guys. It's just interesting, the fact that it exists, but it's nothing special. It is not some groundbreaking discovery that I made years later. Okay. All right. Next, Gears of War 3, 2012. Okay, folks, listen to me very carefully, please. Gears of War 3, Gears 3, 2012. This is a must-own game. This game made me eat my words proudly. Now, I admit when I'm wrong. I admit my faults. I admit when I said something that turned out to be wrong. I am an honest person to a fault, okay? Gears of War 1 came out. I thought it was okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, the graphics were insane, mind-blowing, insane. Like, the graphics blew all of us away, not just me. Like, the graphics in 2006, Gears of War 1, were so mind-blowing. We were, all of us, not just me, we were all amazed that graphics could even look like that. Like, it was that insane, okay? But I didn't care for it that much. It's just like, whatever, who cares? Like I played it a little bit, played the campaign, the online. I didn't see what was so special about it. Like, I didn't like the sniper in it. I didn't, like, everyone does the same strategy, the dodge roll, and whatever. Like, there's nothing about it that really impressed me to the point where I'm like, wow, this game is, like, so much fun, or whatever. Plus, it didn't have offline content besides the campaign anyway, and a horde mode. Now, it did have a horde mode, but besides that, nothing about Gears 1 did that for me. Now, Gears 2, I completely missed, so I can't comment on Gears 2 at all. I cannot make any comment on that game, because I've never done it. So, but from what my friends told me and stuff, people I've talked to as well, it's a great campaign mode. People really like the campaign in Gears 2. Okay, that's good, and I'll take your word for it, but offline content, no. So, besides playing the campaign, I'm saying, but as far as offline sandbox content, like team deathmatch and stuff like that, no, doesn't exist. So I'm going, okay, well, I'm not going to play it, then what's the point? Now, so I had given up on Gears at that point, because I'm like, well, it is what it is. It doesn't have stuff that I look for in my purchases when I buy games, so what's the point? To the servers to just die off one day, and then all I have in that game, in that given game that I would hypothetically purchase, is a campaign mode, and every other menu would say, you are not connected to the server because the server doesn't exist anymore. What's the point of that? To me, no. And that sucks. You know how many games I wish had offline content, not besides the campaigns? Like the Battlefield games, which I love so much, but they will all die eventually. Every one of those Battlefield games, their servers will die eventually, and people also get confused when Battlefield 2042, they said, oh, we have bots in that game. You can play single-player bot matches in that game, like 50 bots, and you get excited. You go, oh, yay, that's great, until you realize they lied to you. Yes, the devs lied to you, and they didn't explain that it depends on a server, though, so you're not actually offline. You still have to be connected to the internet. You still have to have a gold subscription just to play with bots, not real players. So stupid. They lied to you. Okay? Stuff like that is why you got to be careful, and that's what I've learned over the years. When I get excited for something, and then it turns out to be, well, this game will be dead in 10 years because their servers will be shut down with nothing to do. Nothing else to do, I should say. So, anyways, Gears 3. Okay, if you didn't know, third-person shooter, cover shooter, great cover shooting mechanics. This game, okay, Gears 3, this game right here is such a good game. It made me eat my words, and I say that proudly. I am honest. I admit it. Okay, I given up on the franchise. I had no idea what the Gears games had to offer or anything. I had no clue. I had no idea what I was going to be getting into. Okay, these games, you guys, were so good. Like, excuse me, this game was so good. My mind is blown. It has a two-player split-screen campaign. Okay, co-op campaign. Again, that's not the point of this list, but like I said, there's going to be some overlap in some of these games. This is that example. Okay, now take that. That's awesome, by the way. I like the campaign in this. It's really good. It's fun. It's a good time, and it's split screen, you guys. It's great. Okay, now take that aside. The sandbox game that we finally wanted in Gears, and they did it well. Yes, you get all the game modes you want. Every type of game mode that you play online is in this game, offline, no internet required, and even split screen on top of that. Yes, split screen, offline, bots choose your difficulty. The bots, they play the objectives hard, they're smart, they're intelligent AI bots. They do their job, they play aggressively, they make it a challenge. It's so much fun. And if that wasn't enough, this game has the best, well, I'll say debatably, just in case somebody out there disagrees, but debatably the best of Gears of War's franchise's Horde modes is this one. This Horde mode has so many dynamics to it, so many incredible iconic maps to play with it. So split screen offline Horde mode with hundreds of different dynamics and game recipes that you can do for your sandbox playstyle specificity. Okay, but even on top of that, it has the alternative Horde mode where you play as the Locusts instead of the COG or whatever, the good guys. So you are now playing as the creatures, and you're using their unique weapons and stuff. So, and in split screen and offline, incredible game that completely went over my head all these years, and I found out years later. So much fun. This is a must-have game. If you have not played this, give it a shot, you guys. The game will never die, thank goodness, because of the offline, no internet required, no subscription required content that they gave you. And it's split screen on top of that. It's just incredible. It checks every box for a fun multiplayer simulated experience, which is the point of this list specifically for me. Okay. Alright. Next here, because I could go on about this game forever. It's got everything, like I said. Okay. Alright, next here. Random one, but I'm just going to say it anyway. Burnout Revenge. You might disagree with me, that's fine. Okay, this is my list. Now, me personally, I am not a car guy. I don't love car video games. I don't love, stuff like that. It's not my thing. And that's not an insult. I'm just being honest, you guys. You want me to be honest or want me to be a liar? Okay, I'm being honest. I don't car games, car stuff, Twisted Metal, all that stuff. It's not that I think they're bad games. It's just not my preference. That's all I'm saying. So don't misquote me and say something I didn't say. But so this one has always just stuck out to me. Well, to be fair, so did Burnout 3. Burnout 3 and then this, Burnout 4 Revenge. Now this is, of course, backwards compatible, which is awesome. And for a racing game with crash mode, a racing game with road rage, race mode, elimination mode, etc., all that stuff. And it is also offline and two-player split screen. So it checks every box for me technically, but it's not a shooter, it's not an action game, it's not a sword fighting game. It is a car game. it is a car crash and vehicle racing game, but it does what I just said. It's offline, no internet required, and split screen, and it's the multiplayer simulator experience. I actually did play this game, Revenge, online quite a bit back in the day, and it was fun online, but hey, I can still play just like I'm playing online today because this game gave you offline dedicated content with no internet required. Awesome. So that's why I felt like mentioning this game. There's other games, I can mention too, like Wreckfest and stuff, but this is the one that, for me, has always been a good game, and I have clips online of me playing this game. Good stuff, Okay. Next one here. Rainbow Six Vegas 2. Okay. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 2. Why am I saying 2 and not 1? You might be wondering. Okay, here's why. Rainbow Six Vegas 1, although still a good game, these two games are so similar Some people consider it a ripoff of what they did into, because it's just like an upgrade of one, a slight upgrade, not even a major upgrade, which is true. I'm not going to deny it. That's a fair critique. But nonetheless, looking at it now, just screw Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and get Rainbow Six Vegas 2, because Rainbow Six Vegas 2 is, not only does it have a entire split-screen co-op campaign, which is so much fun. And yes, I know I'm talking about a campaign, which is not the point of this list, but I'm just saying it does have that, and I've played it recently. The campaign split-screen co-op is so fun, you guys. It is fantastic. It's such a good time. But on top of that, if I even pretend that doesn't exist, Terrorist Hunt mode, while yes, it is only one game mode, it is so much fun. It's so replayable. Split-screen co-op, replayable, and it's just great. This game has a lot of realistic gun mechanics. Now, I hate saying the word realistic, because of course in every video game there's things you could say about them and say, well, that's not realistic. When you shoot one bullet, hit reload, you see the whole clip drop out of your gun, and then you just have one bullet missing from your total capacity. Like, we all know, we all laugh at that stuff, but at the end of the day, it's a video game, you guys. You can't have everything realistic, or it wouldn't be fun. You know what I mean? To a degree, of course. We want some immersion, but we'll sacrifice some other things like that. You know what I mean? But my point is, on the more realistic side of things, this is a tactical shooter, but it is a split-screen co-op masterpiece. Okay, good times, lots of maps to pick from in Terrorist Hunt, and split-screen, doesn't need online. You can play solo Terrorist Hunt as well if you want. Good times, and you can even play solo Terrorist Hunt. If you turn Lone Wolf mode off, you have 2 AI teammates that follow you around as well, with a revive mechanic. They can't revive you, though, but you can revive them. So, lots of fun. Just the guns are great. You know, this is one of the few games that actually gets it right, that the AK-74U is an assault rifle and not a submachine gun, because for some reason video games always get that wrong, for some reason. For whatever reason. Okay. Amazing time. Okay. Next here. Okay, now, guys, I'm going to go through these a little bit quicker, but we are going through the Call of Duty games. Okay, now, here's the thing I got to explain really quick first. Call of Duty games after Ghosts or after Advanced Warfare? Forgive me, I can't remember which one, but you can look this up. After one of those, on PC, they stopped being offline playable, where you can do the sandbox modes offline. But yet, ironically, on console, they remain offline playable. The ones I'm mentioning. I am not going to mention the Call of Duty games that do not have any offline sandbox content, because that is obviously against the point of my list. Okay? But I believe it started with Advanced Warfare, amazing game, but I believe that was the first game where PC, unfortunately, PC players did not get offline sandbox content. Now, at least because you're on PC, you guys obviously have mods galore, so you can find ways around that. Obviously, I'm not stupid, but for us Xbox people, you know, we're screwed. We're stuck with whatever they happen to give us. So that's what they gave us. That's what we got. Okay. So starting with Call of Duty Black Ops 1, 2010. Okay. This game is the first Call of Duty game to have offline bots, so you had to get an update. The game didn't come with them at launch. The game had a post-launch update that gave you bots, but once you get that update, you can do them. Okay, it's nothing special, but I'm just mentioning it for curiosity for people. You can do non-objective game modes, so it's not that much variety, and the bots on Veteran are the hardest bots in Call of Duty history, because they're just aimbotting. Instant headshot, no scope, every 2 seconds on Veteran on Black Ops 1. They are merciless, and it's not fun, except in the sense of a challenge alone. But as far as replayable, you already know what you're getting into. As soon as they see you, if you happen to not kill them first, then they will kill you right away in one bullet. Like, that's how hard they are. But there's no objective game modes either, so it's not like it's that replayable. But I'm mentioning it for curiosity. So no, I'm not saying to buy this one. It does have a theater mode, and that was cool. I did enjoy that theater mode. That was fun. I should have mentioned, too, the Halo Master Chief Collection theater mode. Also a very good time, interesting time. We take it for granted because ever since 2013 or whatever, when you can stream and record your own video footage, you don't really need a theater mode as much. The theater modes are cool as far as you can look at them and move the camera in different areas that you were not looking at when you were playing it at the time. I'm getting off topic again. Okay, the next Call of Duty with, because I have to say that part, with split screen and offline dedicated content was Black Ops 2, okay, 2012. So, Black Ops 2, this game upped the ante and is a welcomed one. This game has more guns, more maps, more fun, more craziness. It's less of a serious shooter. It's more of just a let's say screw it and just have fun shooter, and that's fine. The bots are a little bit better. The bots are smart enough now to use kill streaks. Okay, they do use them sparsely and very randomly, so it's not like they're creative or anything, but they will use them. And the negative about this game is you only get 11 bots, and the bots will not do objective game modes. So no, you cannot do search and destroy with them. Very unfortunate, obviously, because that's debatably my favorite mode in Call of Duty games. And you cannot do capture the flag with bots, obviously, because I just said objective game modes. And and then the unique thing in Black Ops 2, like the sticks and stones mode or whatever, or one in the chamber, the game modes where you have like one bullet and one knife, and it's like a duel to the death kind of thing. Fun concept, fun online, playing it like with real players, yes, but you cannot do that with the bots. It's just not an option. Sad, because that would kind of bring it up a little bit, as if you could do those modes, those game modes, with the bots to be like, hey, this is kind of like what I did back in the day or whatever. Doesn't have that. That's not a thing. It does have a theater mode, okay? It does. Black Ops 2 does have a theater mode, and that is cool. That is really cool. That's really fun. Okay. Next here. Alright, I'm going to skip this one for now. Now we are going to Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, which was 2014. Okay, this game here, folks, this is a top-tier Call of Duty offline game. Absolutely legendary game. Okay, this game, split screen, no internet required, and up to 17 bots, except in my favorite game modes, ironically, only 11 bots. So in Search and Destroy, Search and Rescue, Capture the Flag, only 11 bots. Why? I have no idea. I don't have a clue. I couldn't tell you. That's just how it is, folks. I don't know. But that aside, okay? That aside, this game, the bots are so good. And when I say good, to clarify, what I mean by good is that they play the objectives, they play them hard, they know how to play the game modes. They're not just mindless drones walking in one direction and just shooting, but they're not no, these bots will capture the flag, defend the flag, guard the flag, flank you, try and outshoot you, set up a camping spot to camp, and all that good stuff that you want in your shooting games AI. This game does that. So, fantastic addition to the Call of Duty games and the offline games. This is a top tier one. The jetpacks, they use them. They're not stupid about it. They use them. It works well. It's just a fun time, man. And if that wasn't enough, this game has the bots. They use all the guns. They use them well. They use good tactics. And in where's my train of thought? Oh yeah, in the game custom recipe of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, when you want to save your game types, you can do really specific custom options, and that is awesome. Now, that's not a requirement for me. It adds to the game a lot, don't get me wrong, but it is not something I must have, quote unquote, or I won't be happy in my game. No, not at all. But this game does have that, so you can do where, hey, this specific gun, don't to turn this gun off in this game so they can't use it. Nobody can use it, humans or computer players. And, oh, hey, this perk, nope, not allowed. Oh, hey, how many perk points do you want to have allowed? The default is 13 or whatever. Well, we can turn it all the way up to 20, giving everybody like a super soldier, you know, stuff like that. That is fantastic. You want to do shotguns only, pistols only, explosives only, snipers only. All of that stuff you can do in this game. I have tested it. I have streamed it online on my Twitch and on my YouTube, and then therefore going to my BitChute and etc. All of that stuff. So I'm proving what I'm talking about. This game lets you do that, and that is awesome. So amazing, must-have game. If you haven't played this, you're losing it. This is an incredible offline game. Okay, split screen and everything. Up to 17 bots, except in my favorite game modes, it's only 11 bots for some reason. But then again, like Domination, you can do 17 bots, and that is awesome. Okay, there's a unique game mode with minions where they're like soldiers that are on each team, where there's a lot of them, so you have like a lot of bots on the field, but they don't have any equipment, they just have a pistol, and all they do is charge the base to take over the objectives or defend the objectives, and there's a lot of them, so it makes it really chaotic and fun. This game is incredible, you guys. If you haven't played it, you gotta just play it. Okay, next, 2015, Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Okay, here's the thing, this game is a very fond game for a lot of people. However, I unfortunately have to tell you folks, there is a lot of problems with this game that, I don't know what it is. People just don't remember or something. Well, it is what it is. But this game, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, 2015, yes, it does actually have, it does have a split-screen co-op campaign, and that is unique. I will give it that. Now, people hate this campaign. I'm not just saying that. People that love this game to death, that this is their favorite Call of Duty game, even they admit the campaign is trash. They're all saying it. It's not just me. Okay. Oh, I should have mentioned too. Sorry. All these games I'm mentioning so far, they all have zombies modes too that you can do split screen offline as well. I forgot to mention that. Zombies is not my thing personally, but it is a thing. So I just should have mentioned that too. So excuse me for not mentioning that. Anyways, here's the problem with this game. Because here's the good thing about this game. Call of Duty Black Ops 3, it has up to 17 bots every single game mode. Yes, every single game mode. Okay? And it has split screen offline, which is the point of this video. So obviously I'm assuming you figured that. But it also, you guys, it also has this. You can do the most specific customizing options where you can do this specific. You can say, hey, on this team, these bots can only use these classes that I just pre-made. So, what do I mean by that? Well, you could say, hey, if I'm playing on Team 1 can only use the following bots. Pistol Shotgun Semtex character is Class 1. Class 2 is Sniper, Shotgun, and Flashbang, etc., etc. I'm not going to go on and on. And then Team 2 can only use, and on and on and on and on. I'm not going to, but you get my point. Yes, folks, you can get that specific, and that is something to applaud. That is great. So, as you can see, how cool is that? You can get as insanely specific with the details that you want. So you're going to get exactly what you're looking for. Do you want one team to be all terrorist guns, one team to be all police, SWAT team guns, etc., etc.? You get my point. I'm not going to belabor it. But that is something to applaud. So why do I hate this game? You might be wondering. Because it technically meets my criteria. It does. But why do I hate this game? Well, here's the unfortunate problem, you guys. This game's bots, AI, is absolutely a joke. They're so bad, it's actually laughable how bad they are. Yes, even on veteran difficulty, you guys. They're not good. They're actually, it's not just that they're not good, they're really bad. Now, I don't mean like, I mean they're really bad, you guys. The bots in this game, they simply shoot you and stuff. I don't see them using score streaks and kill streaks. I think they can, but I just don't see it often. And they also they will not do objectives. This is how bad it is. If you plant the bomb, they will not defuse the bomb if they kill your whole team. So if you're on the offensive team, hey, you planted the bomb, but then everyone on your team on offense died, the bots on the other team, they will not defuse the bomb. They will walk up to the bomb, they will walk up to the wall and hug the wall and glitch out. They will not defuse the bomb. They didn't even program them to defuse the bomb, you guys. So it is a joke. So the only reason I'm mentioning that game is for people that are such die-hard lovers of this game or collectors of these offline games or Call of Duty games or whatever, is that what you can do zombies, okay, and split-screen campaign, and if you do the offline game modes, just pick deathmatch or team deathmatch or gun game or whatever. Like, because if you pick an objective game mode, you're not going to have fun. You're just going to be like, wow, this is surprisingly super lame. They're worse than the bots in Black Ops 2 somehow. And that doesn't even make sense. Because in Black Ops 2, they wouldn't even let you pick an objective game mode with bots turned on. So, like, why do they let you do that and make all of these amazing, specific gaming modifications for your recipe in this game, but yet the bots themselves are so stupid, so lackluster, boring, unintelligent, and a waste of time that it's actually kind of insane. It's kind of mind blowing how bad they are. Like, they're that bad that it's like, I don't know what they were thinking, you guys. I don't know. I don't know how that happened, but it is shocking. But it's the truth. So a lot of people just hate this game for the offline stuff, but they like it for the online memories that they have of this game. They hold dear to their heart because it's one of the crazier ones. So like they like it for stuff like that, the maps, the guns being iconic and stuff. Besides that, it's like, man, did they really go nuts with how bad it is. So that's the problem with this game, guys, but I'm mentioning it anyway because I like to have clarity. Excuse me, my nose is going crazy. Okay, next, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare from 2016. This game, wow, oh my word. This is an incredible one as well. This one, I'm on the fence, but I don't think it's quite as good as Advanced Warfare for offline content. Remember, that's what I'm judging all these games by, you guys. Offline, your internet is gone. There is no internet. And you're playing these games, okay? This game is very good, but I don't think it's as good as Advanced Warfare for offline, okay? But it is really good. It sticks out. It is unique. It stands out as a different game than your other Call of Duty games. It does stand out, and that's something to applaud, okay? So in this game, what you do have is this. Okay, you have. Sorry, I'm doing so many things at once with my hands. In this game, you do have the future, and you're in space. So the guns are very unique. A lot of them are not real. They're fake, made up just for this game, and I love that. The fact that they did that is fantastic. It makes it stand out. You don't need to have real guns every time. Do your own thing, and that's what they did. So that makes it stand out. Lots of science fiction elements in this game. There is these operators, and yes, Black Ops 3 had this too, but it doesn't matter because the bots don't use them, so that's why I don't even mention it. Okay, because the bots suck in that game. They're a waste of time. But in this game, the operators, the bots use them. They use them well. The bots are really good in this game. They're intelligent. They're awesome. They play the objectives very hard, and it's a good time. It's a fun challenge and experience, etc. You can look up my streams of me playing this game if you don't believe me. So, jetpack game, best movement out of any shooter I've ever played. This is my favorite movement system, which is crazy to say because there's so many games, and nobody puts this as their favorite Call of Duty game, and nobody even has this in like their top 5 or whatever. But again, just the movement system alone is the best. Not only do you have jetpacks, not only can you modify your jetpack with certain operator perks and stuff. You can have it so your jetpack lasts longer. You can have one so your jetpack can lunge forward. You can have one so that your jetpack actually damages enemies underneath you. And so there's so many options. But on top of that, you can wall run. So you can run on the walls. as well, and for a few seconds. And it's just such a fun mechanic. It makes for some great replays and stuff. You could do the crazy running combat slide in this game and stuff. It's just great. But here's the thing. So, bots, they're very good. So that's great. The problem, this game, you are fixed at 11 max. And weirdly, you cannot make asymmetrical teams. So you can only do on friendly bots up to 5 max and enemy bots up to 6 max. So no, for some reason, for whatever reason, you can't do, like, with 11 total, you can't do, like, 7 against 4 or something if you wanted to. Not a thing in this game. Now, on the scaling, it doesn't really matter, but I'm just saying, in case you're curious. This game has the weakest amount of game recipe options, and that is a shame. And in fact, what's even more strange, this game doesn't even let you save your custom game recipes, which is very strange. But ironically, it doesn't matter because the game custom options you can pick from are so limited that you don't need to save them anyway, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like a good thing in a bad way, I guess, oxymoron. But so it's like, but here's the point: the maps, very unique. The guns, fun, very unique. The operators, very unique. The super weapons, like the gravity vortex gun operator, very unique. The eraser pistol that makes the bodies literally like evaporate and implode or whatever, very fun, very unique. So this game has interesting things that no other Call of Duty game has. It has a thing where you pull out this claw, retractable claw on your hand, one of the operators, and you smack enemies to death with it. There's this one where, my favorite one, it's called Rewind. You press it, you go back in time. So if you're about to die and you happen to press it in time, well, guess what? Now you won't die. You go back in time, quote unquote. It physically moves your body back to the position you were previously. It even restocks the ammo that you lost in that time frame and any equipment that you lost. Now, it's like, what Call of Duty game has this? It's such a good mechanic. It's some of my favorite replays I have on my entire channel of streaming, just not online, but of offline streaming that I've done. It's such a cool thing, such a unique thing that I don't know how they came up with it, but it's so much fun. You guys, if you don't remember this, you got to look at this up yourself and see it. I think you'll be impressed. It's so fun. Guns are really good. Let me think. Like it has some callback classic guns, but like I said, most of the guns are unique, brand new, original, futuristic, quote unquote, guns. The maps are fun. Destructible environments that they have are fun. The maps, they're very unique. They really stand out and stuff. And the best movement capability. Split screen is fun in this, like I said. The kill streaks they have are fun. There's not a lot of them, but they're all fun. And the bots do a good job. They play very aggressively and everything. And it's a great time, man. This is a fantastic game. The bots play the objectives hard. They're smart. They do everything right. It's a good time. All right, next here, Modern Warfare Remastered 2016. This is a remake of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare from 2007. If you didn't know, this remaster is a lot of people's favorite Call of Duty for offline play. Now, I don't blame them. It is a great one. So, let me explain. This game, it's Call of Duty 4, but with the graphics superly enhanced, massively. Okay? It has the second best bots. Some people would say the best. I disagree, but this has the second best AI bots in a Call of Duty game. They're very good. They are so good. They worked really hard on it. These bots play the objectives super hard. They do all sorts of human-like maneuvers where you'll play with them and you'll feel like you're playing with a human being because they'll do crazy things that human players do, and they'll wall jump, they'll drop shot, they'll throw grenades at objectives and then rush in and cancel and do all sorts of crazy things. You're going to be like, wow, they really programmed the bots like crazy, like it was actually like a priority. You'll see that and you'll be like, wow, Adam Stark was serious. Like they really did a good job. So it is an amazing game. I do love this game. I even bought the DLC for it, for the DLC maps, and they're awesome. Chinatown's awesome. Broadcast is awesome. It's a great time. The only thing holding me back from this game, technically speaking, is that this game it still feels like the original game from 2007. So the guns still feel like they don't have any weight to them. The shooting mechanics are not as intense and more fun like they have gotten since then. And that's not this game's fault. We've just been spoiled with all the mechanics since then. You know how guns have different weights to them. There's all these different attachments you can do to modify your guns and stuff. Whereas this game back then, the best part of it was its simplicity. Each perk, you get 3 perks, and there's set perks for each slot. And then every gun can only have 1 perk only. 1 perk only, nothing else. Okay, now that's simplicity. Now there's nothing wrong with simplicity, but that simplicity is the strength of this game. That's what you get out of it. You set it up really quick. Your classes don't take a long time to set up, and then you set it up, you start, and you go. You don't have some of my favorite perks, like you don't have Scavenger. Yes, I know Scavenger is a boring perk, but I'm just saying it anyway because I'm just honest. You don't have Scavenger, which I love Scavenger. It's where you refill the ammo on your guns when you kill players and you walk over them. You don't have that perk. You don't have the Stalker perk where you actually move faster than normal while you're zoomed in on your iron sights. Like, there's certain things you just don't have, but that's because this game came out in 2007. They were refining its gameplay, and this is what they had at the time, obviously. I'm saying things you guys already know, but anyway, so this game has the simplicity of it. The guns are still fun, don't get me wrong, but it's like when I'm playing it after a while, I'm going, wow, it really just kind of does go to show how much they've changed in time over enhancing the gameplay engines and the graphics engine and the physics engines and stuff when you see how much the guns have changed over time, because once you've shot the Barrett 50 cal in this game and you see it weighs like nothing, but it bounces, but it just doesn't feel like it has any serious impact. Then when you go to play Call of Duty games from years later, and you're like, okay, wow, this game feels like it feels like it is a last generation game. Like it feels like an outdated game, is what I'm trying to say. And I mean that respectfully. I'm not saying it's a bad thing necessarily. It's only, technically, it's the best kind of negative. It's only bad if you're making a comparison. So that's the best kind of negative to have. It's not bad. It's bad if you're comparing it, though. So, well, what do you get from this game? You get some incredible maps. This game, ironically, as much as I'm saying negative things about it, it has some of, if not my favorite maps they've ever made in this game. I love the maps. I love Chinatown. Okay, like it has some of my favorite maps they've ever had in Call of Duty. And Backlot is such a good map. That might be my favorite map ever. Like, it's such a good map. But it's only in this game. They never redid this, or that I know of. Okay, forgive me, maybe they did. But that I know of, they've never redid this map. Such a good map, right? And so my point of mentioning all that is this. So in this game, you have split screen up to 17 players, every single game mode, and split screen up to 17 players. And with these bots, these adept level thinking bots, these extremely human-like, intelligent, incredibly aggressive, objective playing, understanding bots. They really do have, they earned like a equivalent of an Oscar award, if you ask me, for how intelligent they made these bots. They really made them human-like in this game. They really took the time, you guys. They really dedicated their time to making the bots as human-like as possible. So, you want to play the iconic guns, the M16, the overpowered M16, AK-47, the P90, the MP5, and you want to play it on those old-school awesome maps, and in split screen, offline, 17 players, and modify, you can, that's what I was going to say. This game, just like Black Ops 3, you also can specify to the utmost specificity what options you want on your game recipes. So, do you want, hey, Team 1 uses only these 5 preset classes, and Team 2 only uses these, 5 preset classes. You can do that, you guys. This game lets you be that specific as well, and that adds to its replay value. So yes, you can have this game where you go to it and you go, hey, I'm gonna have Team 1 is all snipers, Team 2 is all shotguns, or Team 1 has these 5 classes, and Team 2 has these 5 classes, Team 1 has only this class, Team 5 has between these 2 classes, etc., on and on. I don't need to belabor the point. But yes, this game lets you do that. That is commendable. That is fantastic. That is a seriously amazing thing. That, yes, I wish every Call of Duty game had that. But this game has that. So did Black Ops 3, obviously. And Advanced Warfare almost has it. Advanced Warfare does not let you do whole class specificity where you can only pick between this class and this class. No, but that game does let you say which guns are not allowed for anybody, which perks are not allowed for anybody, etc. Like that, which equipment is not allowed for everybody, etc. So it does let you do that, but that's not the same thing. This lets you be that specific. Every single class specific. Now that's a whole new deal. That's a completely different conversation. Okay, so this is an incredible game, you guys. It's just not my favorite simply because it's based on that game. And that game, the shooting is just not as fun to me. The physics, like I said, it feels like an outdated game, but besides the graphics. That's the point. Now, it's not an insult. Again, I'm just simply saying because we compare these games. That's why I'm wording it the way I'm wording it. Alright, next here. Okay. Call of Duty World War II 2017. Wow. This game is a home run. This game for offline content is an incredible experience, you guys. It does have its faults, but here's the thing. This game, listen up, you guys. Okay. This game, split screen, up to 17 bots, offline, no internet required, no subscription required. Every single stinking game mode. One game mode only lets you have up to 11 bots. Besides that, every single game mode up to 17 bots. What a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. This is the game, okay? This game lets you do capture the only Call of Duty game that lets you do capture the flag 9 on 9. Yes, capture the flag even 9 on 9. And of course, if you're a fan of it, some people are, some people aren't, so obviously it's a preference. But if you've ever played the quote-unquote basketball game, unquote, they have, it's called Uplink on Advanced Warfare and Call of Duty Black Ops 3 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. It's called Uplink. It's like a basketball game in Call of Duty style. Okay, they have that in this game too. It's not called Uplink, but they have that in this game too. And this is the only game that you can do Uplink, quote-unquote, 9 on 9. That's insane to me. That is an incredible testament to how great this game is at itself, on its face value. That is awesome. Technically, if you make me answer, I will say this though, Advanced Warfare is better, only because of this. Yes, it's only 11 bots, but they actually did, believe it or not, they actually programmed the bots in Advanced Warfare to play Uplink smarter than in the other games I mentioned. Why? Because they actually programmed, it's the only one, I've tested them. You can watch my streams if you don't believe me. And on veteran difficulty if you really don't believe me. But in Advanced Warfare, is the only one of the Call of Duty games with quote-unquote basketball uplink game mode, unquote, where you actually get the AI, they will pass the ball from time to time. And that is so cool. That is the utmost. That's the coolest thing ever. That's great. That is something that I wish they all did. I wish they just all had that, but they don't. Anyways, back to this game. Okay, Call of Duty World War II. Incredible game, fun time, amazing experience. It has everything you want in a game. Bots are very aggressive. They play the objectives well. They strategize. They flank. They do human-like things, so they play smart, but not perfect. They're not aimbotting or anything, but they're great. And up to 17 bots, all these awesome maps, World War II weaponry, and fun kill streaks and stuff like that. And this is the only game that has the the Wanderlust perk, where you spawn with a random gun every single time you respawn. But that random gun can even be DLC only guns that you, or not DLC, wrong word. Pay to win guns. Like, yes, this game has a pay model where you actually have to pay real money to buy certain guns in this game that you do not get otherwise. So, like, I'm ashamed of that. That part does suck. But yes, there's guns in this game. You have to use your currency to buy to unlock, even for offline. But yet this perk lets you randomly sometimes spawn with them, so that's kind of cool. Including dumb melee weapons, just for fun, like a claymore, sword, a shovel, a trench knife, a sledgehammer, like just crazy things that are like what in the world? They let you do that though, so that is awesome. So this game, what's this game stand out? This game stand out to me is that it's the 9-on-9 every game mode is awesome, and the split screen offline no internet required is awesome. But here's the thing that differentiates this one from every other Call of Duty: War mode. Listen up, you guys. War mode. Now, this is the only game mode that's up to 11 bots. Don't let that bother you. It doesn't bother me. War mode, if you have all the DLC like I do, okay, I think there's 8 maps. Each one of these maps, it goes like this. First, you set up the game mode and set up how many bots per team, and obviously the best is 6-on-6, obviously. And with split screen, you can do 10 bots, But here's the thing, right? It's almost like a co-op story mode in mini spurts. So it has Normandy, D-Day, it has these other things. And so there's parts when you even get to use vehicles for limited time, but it's part of the mission. So it'll be like, on offense, you need to take over this base. If you do that in time, then you move on to a second objective. Then you need to build a bridge, and if you finish that before the time's up, you go on to the final objective. Then you need to plant the bomb before the time runs out, whatever. And then the other team on defense, they will get some airdrops, dropping them random things to help them. They'll be sniping and trying to kill you and whatever. You can build and rebuild walls for defense and stuff, which I love when games do that. That's a big thing for me. So it has everything you want in this. And every game mode, every time you play, you actually switch teams. They make you play both sides of the objective in it, so then you can see who wins because of the time it took or whatever, or if you failed one or whatever. Such an amazing game mode. It's such an amazing game mode. And it's split screen too, you guys. Are you kidding me? It has everything. This is a must-have game. If you haven't played War mode in Call of Duty World War II, you're just nuts. Okay, it's an incredible game, you guys. It's so good. Okay. Next, Black Ops 4, for me, this is just like Black Ops 3, it's a waste of time. It has operators, they're more fun, doesn't matter, the bots suck. Okay, yes, it is offline, yes, you can play all these different game modes and stuff with, I think it's only 12 bots, it doesn't matter, the bots suck. They're terrible, they don't defuse the bomb, they don't even, you could plant the bomb and die, they won't defuse it, and you'll still win. It's that frustrating. So it sucks. I'm sorry. It's a waste of time because they didn't program the bots well. Yes, it's better than nothing, but it's just not fun. But it is there. If anybody's curious, it is there. Okay. Modern Warfare 2019, and I'm lumping in Vanguard and Modern Warfare 3 2023. I'm lumping all these together, okay? All these games, the same engine, okay? These bots, you have up to 11 bots when you're playing offline, no internet on, and you can do split screen. And yes, you can do all game modes except the big ground war or whatever game mode you can't do, which would have been nice because then you could use helicopters and tanks and jeeps and stuff. But no, of course not. But anyways, so what is the thing is, and I'm going to mention this too. Modern Warfare 3 2023 had a major update, and you can see from my streams when you are connected to the internet, you can actually do 23 bots, up to 23 bots. That's great. But that's with internet. That's the problem. When you're offline, yes, it limits you to 11. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I didn't make the game. That's just what it is. Vanguard offline, no internet, it actually lets you do up to 19 bots. So yes, you can do 10-on-10 games, which is cool. But anyways, I'm lumping these games together for one reason. They technically play the objectives, but they're not creative at all. They're very stupid. They kind of crouch and walk in single file lines and stuff. They use the same few guns. The AI is not diverse. They don't pick different guns. They don't change loadouts. They don't do... No. They pick the same, like, 5 different guns, and that's it. But at least they defuse the bomb and stuff. Like, they'll do that. But there's nothing special about them. I'm sorry. It's just a fact. But at least there's something. At least you can play these games offline. And yes, you can have fun and play split screen. But you're not going to get anything incredible out of it. You're not. I'm just saying. I'm sorry, guys. It's just a fact. Okay? But it's there. Okay? It's there. Alright. Next. Alright. Moving off of Call of Duty for now. Okay. Now we're going to Easy Red 2. Okay. This game is a World War II immersive realistic shooter. This game is a first-person and third-person view game. The third-person view, when you're a soldier on the ground, really sucks. I'm sorry, but it really sucks. But the first-person view is just fine, so that's not a complaint for me. This game tries for very realism and historical realism. It has every battle in World War II you can think of. It has a custom map maker. It has offline matches with bots. No split screen, but massive. You can do 64 bots and stuff. Here's the problem. It is wonky. It is looks like, with all due respect, because I love this game, I love the developers, with all due respect, it looks bad, like graphically, it's not impressive at all. But the realism, the immersion is next to none insane. The fact that you can pick teams and factions in World War II that we've never seen before in any World War II video games is a testament to how much they've done their research and history or whatever, because they nail it. The best part of this game is 2 things. 1, the destructible environments, and 2, the vehicles are absolutely incredible. Vehicles, you have multiple positions. You can have the AI drive you drive the AI, or you drive yourself, etc. There's even flying vehicles, so yes, you can dogfight in the air and fight vehicles on the ground, which is always my favorite thing, if that's a thing in a video game, is if you have vehicles, but also air vehicles. That's the most rare things, therefore it's my favorite thing. It's just something so exciting about that, knowing you're on the ground and you look up and you're getting shot at from the sky, but that could be you doing it, It's like so cool, so much fun, so diverse. But in this game, they make it realistic, so if your engine is shot, well, your vehicle's going down, If your wing is shot, your vehicle's going to strafe slightly. If your tires are shot, well, then your vehicle's going to move in a certain way. Like, they're so specific with it. It's really crazy. And it's hard to explain this, but the way the vehicles operate and move, they're very, very, like, I don't know the right word to use, but they're very, what is the word to use? Immersive. Like, when you're cranking that cannon in the tank, it's not like another video game where you just point and click and shoot. You're really, like, moving the dial that your player looks through in your HUD or whatever, like that. Scope isn't the right word, but that's the word I'm going to use, like the scope to shoot and stuff. The tank-on-tank warfare is so much fun because it's really intense. The dogfighting is so fun. It's really intense. It's really fun. It's really realistic feeling. It's great. The map editor is insane and all that. It's a really fun time. It's just a little wonky. That's the problem. It's a little, like, it's janky, It's inconsistent frame rates and stuff like that. It is what it is. I'm just being critically honest with you guys because I don't want to sell you on thinking this is some amazing game that is a must-have, best game ever that you don't know about. It is a great game, though. Look into it yourself. I like it. It has a lot of great stuff going for it. I love the vehicle combat. I love the realism. And I love shooting walls down and crumbling buildings to the ground. I love that kind of stuff. This game does have that. Okay? So shout out to this game, but I'm just keeping it real. Okay. The next 2, I'm going to lump them into one, but I own both these games. Keep in mind, I'm talking about the Xbox version. I am not talking about the PC version, because that's a different version, a different thing, because you guys got mods and stuff. The Mountain Blade 1 and 2 games. Mountain Blade Warband, backwards compatible, and Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. So, both of these games, first and third person view, medieval fighting games, strategy games, but horseback mounted games, obviously, hence the title. But you can screw using horses or screw using camels, and you can just fight on the ground or whatever. You can set up simulation fights and stuff. You can go to the arena, spectate arena fights. I'm talking about in offline, okay? Spectate arena fights, or you can do them yourself. And the fighting is really intense. I love the first and third person view. It's just a preference. They're both done very well. Okay, I love the combat in this game. The sword fighting is so fun. It has every type of medieval weapon you can think of: spears, axes, one-armed, two-armed, pole arms, all that stuff. It has bow and arrows, crossbows, rocks, throwing knives, hatchets, and bearded axes. It has every type of weapon, medieval weapon that you could ever want. It's here. And the physics is really good. So, like, I've always explained this, forgive me, but, like, okay, if you have, because this happened to me before, and this is really cool. The physics is this: how fast, how hard, and where did you hit your opponent is how much damage you're going to do. So, for example, if you have a two-handed bearded axe, okay, if you swing that, but what if the pole part of the axe hits your opponent in the head? Okay, it hit him in the head, but it didn't hit him with the blade, and it didn't hit him that hard, that fast, right? So then it's only going to do X amount of damage. And it tells you the exact type of damage you did: blunt damage, cut damage, whatever, swing damage, ram damage. Like, it shows you that very specifically, or you can turn that off and immerse yourself in zero HUD, okay, which is great. But I love that part of the physics. So another thing I've never seen another game do, and this isn't an insult, this is just a testament to their immersion, is when I'm in a building, like I'm in a castle and I have a two-handed weapon, if I swing sideways, my weapon will get stuck, not permanently, but it'll get temporarily stuck in the wall because my swing was in a narrow space and I couldn't physically complete my action because of the lack of space required. And so I missed my opponent in front of me. I actually think that's really cool. That shows you, look at how much attention to detail there is. So I can't just swing endlessly till all the enemies are dead. No, it doesn't work that way. They can counter me. They can block me and then counter me. They can, and if I'm dumb enough to swing sideways when I don't have that kind of room, it's going to fail. I love that. So this game also has, you can say, forget the campaign. You can do custom battle, it's called. You can have up to 1,000 versus 1,000. Now, on console, it's 500 versus 500 up to, and horses that you're riding on and camels, they count as a unit technically. So if they're all unmounted, for example, it would be 250 versus 250. Point is, zero lag, frame rate drops. It works great. It looks great. It surprisingly still fights fluently and great. So there's nothing bad about it, despite the massive size. It's fun. The commands are fun and everything. Here is my problem with the game. One fatal flaw that I can't deny, I think about, it stops me from playing all the time. When you're doing custom battle, which is not the story mode, which is, I'm going to say it again, not the story mode, because that's different. I understand the story mode, the consequences should make sense. But when you're doing custom battle, which is offline and custom battle, you're setting up things, you're not using your created player or anything. Why can't I respawn? Now, I hate that about both of these games. So, if I have an epic 1,000 on 1,000 battle and 19 players are dead and then I die, okay, for whatever reason, I took too many risks, whatever happened, I died. The game ends. Now, the difference between Warband and Bannerlord, at least in Bannerlord, you can continue spectating. Yes, that part is an improvement. I can spectate the rest of the whole match, the whole simulated setup. That's good. Okay, I like that. But why, you guys? Why can't I just respawn? It's a custom game. It's a custom game. It's not the story mode where I get it. You're supposed to have consequences for dying. That's fine. I don't care. But in custom mode, come on. That really ruins it for me a lot, because then I don't feel like doing big matches. Then I only feel like doing like 8 on 8, then restart, 8 on 8 again, then restart, 8 on 8 again, then restart. Or the arena mode, because in the arena mode it's like it's like deathmatch, nobody's on a team, but at least you can respawn right away, because you can just click start again, and then boom, you're doing another deathmatch. Start again. Okay, you're doing another deathmatch. Okay, start again. So it's kind of like respawning. But why, you guys? Because online, you have all those game modes, team deathmatch, capture the flag, etc., and the big siege modes too, but you can respawn. Why can't you just do that? If you could just do that, it would make this game would jump up so much higher in my love for it, because it would encourage experimentation. Then I'll do stupid things. I'll use only throwing knives and a dagger as a weapon or something. Something stupid because it would be fun to see, like, yeah, I'll keep dying, I'll keep respawning, but let's see how I do having only that as a weapon, and I just respawn and keep trying it again and again or something. Like, instead, no, I only get one life, so I have to be super careful the whole time. And there's no split screen in this. And I get it. This is a big game. It's not going to happen. I'm not saying that's a legitimate critique. I'm just pointing that out for anybody curious. But that aside, this is still a fantastic game, man. It just has that flaw. I'm sorry. I'm going to be honest. It just has that flaw. So the closest thing you can do before you get into a big battle in the campaign mode, okay, you can save your game, do the fight, and then load the save right after. That's the closest thing you have to respawning in a massive battle. And that's like, come on. But I'm critically honest, man. I don't lie. I just tell it like it is. That's my complaint. Okay? Alright. Next here is Star Wars Battlefront from 2015-2017. Okay. So, 2015, by the way, both of these are after post-launch updates. Just saying. But anyways, Battlefront 2015, you do have split screen, which is awesome. The bots are good. They're not great, but they're good. They're good enough. None of the bots can use the Jedis or heroes or villains characters, so that sucks. Okay, that does suck, but you can. Okay, anyways, split screen, offline, and it has ground vehicles, it has space vehicles, it has maps with both space and ground vehicles, and it's just a fun time. It's just the bots are nothing special. That's the problem with this game. They're nothing special. The limited amount of maps, there's only 7 maps. That really sucks. But I mean, it's better than nothing. I mean, at least they gave you something. Okay, that's good. And stuff like that. And the AI bots, like, they did program the spaceships to shoot at the ground units, and I love that. So it's not like they didn't try anything. No, they really did put enough effort in to make it fun and worthwhile. First or third person view, unless you're a Jedi, then it's always third person view. Okay, the spaceships are a lot of fun. It is a good time. It's just, it's limited. That's the problem. And there's only one era of Star Wars in it. Rebels versus Stormtroopers, Empire. Okay. And then 2017, okay, no split screen. That sucks. There is technically split screen, but it's not what you think. It's with the original arcadey game modes that came with the game, and they're all garbage. So the only fun thing in split screen in this game, to be honest, is one-on-one dueling. So if you and your friend split screen want to duel each other, like, hey, I'm going to play as Darth Vader, you play as Luke Skywalker, let's have a duel. That's fun. I admit it. That is fun, but that's limited. That sucks. Taking that aside, though, single player, offline, no internet required. This has instant action mode. It is great. You can do up to 24 bots on it, and these bots, AI bots, are very intelligent. They are. They're very intelligent. That makes it awesome. They play the objectives. They play them hard. They do everything right. They're awesome. They're fun. They're a good time. And they do play as every unit, including the Jedis in this game, unlike Battlefront 2015. And they use the vehicles and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. I've always said I hate the vehicles. I hate that the vehicles are only one seat in this game. You can't have 2 seats. I think that's kind of annoying. And I also hate that you earn vehicles by getting, kills and objective points or whatever, and then you buy your vehicle, and then you can't get out of your vehicle. Your vehicle will self-destruct. I think that's stupid. I'd rather just have vehicles lay on a map. That's just me. Okay, I'm just saying. But anyways, the maps are fun. The Jedis are really, really fun. Okay, the bounty hunter players, all that, the enforcer characters are all really fun. And the AI bots are incredible. They really did a great, wonderful job on them. The ground vehicles are fun. The AI is not too good with the ground vehicles. That is a shame. They're okay, but they're not that good. And none of these maps have space vehicles. Why? I don't know. I have no idea, and that pisses me off, because they do online. You do it online. I play this game online a lot. I have a montage on my YouTube channel. And the maps are so much bigger than you think, because when you're using the spaceships, you can really go into the skyboxes and really far out into the maps and dogfight and shoot at enemies on the ground, shoot at Jedis on the ground, shoot at vehicles on the ground. There is no air vehicles, no aerial vehicles, no spaceships in the offline part of this game. So stupid. I'm not going to lie, it does piss me off. But it is what it is, just being honest. But it doesn't mean there's not fun to be had here. It is a fun time. It is good. First or third person view, it's great. Okay. Alright, now you ready, folks? Okay, this is my number one for offline, no internet required, no any type of subscription required tie for best games. Yes, there's two games here, I'm going to say. Best game that is an online multiplayer simulated experience. Did I make that clear? Okay, did I make that clear? Simulated like online multiplayer, where it's the closest thing to feeling like you're playing a game online with online players, but you're not. You're playing with bots. And both of these games also happen to be split screen too, which is a big super bonus. That is it. Okay. I'm going to explain thoroughly and exactly why right now. Okay. And forgive me for making a tie, but I can't pick between them because they're different enough in how much they are the same. So, in one way, you have Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection 2024, and then you have Call of Duty Ghosts 2013. Okay, here's I'm going to go with Star Wars first. Battlefront Classic Collection. Okay, they took everything great from the original games, Battlefront 2004 and Battlefront 2 2005. They took those games, they put them into one game together, combined, but they added additional content into Battlefront 2 2005. And on both games, they increased the graphics, they perfected the frame rates and the drawing distance and stuff. So there's zero lag, the frame rates are noticeably better, the skyboxes look better, the explosions look and sound better. Okay, but more important than that, Battlefront 2 2005, they added content that was not in the game originally, so it's like an incredible, amazing feat to have. Now, obviously, you guys on PC have already had this game with mods and amazing maps. I've watched this game's mods. The maps you people have made in this game are insane. The Coruscant map, where you added spaceships on the ground in this game, and there's a Naboo map with this giant tank that the CIS separatists have. It's such an amazing mod that I watched people talk about playing this game back in the day. They included videos of that modded map because it was so good they thought it was in the original game. It's not. It's a modded map. It's fake. It's not even a real map. But that's how good of a job they did. Anyways, so what's the point? What makes these two games the best ones for this? Okay, Battlefront Classic Collection, split screen. It is only two-player split screen, but still, that's not a complaint for me. But some people will point out that Battlefront 2 2005 was four-player split screen, so I have to be a little fair and point that out. But anyways, two-player split screen, every single thing, including the campaign. Yes, including the campaign. Okay, and every single game mode. And you can pick, but you can do up to 64 bots. You can do up to 32 bots per team. Okay, that is incredible. In Battlefront 2 2005, sorry, forgot to mention that. Okay, Battlefront 2004, it's the same exact game, just with better graphics. There's no difference. It's just better graphics, better drawing distance, and better frame rate. That's the only difference there. Okay, but Battlefront 2 2005, like I said, all those other things I just said. All those bots. Oh, and there's a game mode called XL mode, where you actually have 120 bots, but it's only on two maps, two eras. Kashyyyk, both eras. Oh, three maps. Kashyyyk, both eras. Geonosis, and then however you want to pronounce it. 120 bots, but it's a simple game mode. There's not much to it. It's just kill till everyone's ticket runs out. There is no taking over bases or anything. But it's still fun. I'm not taking it. It's still fun. But anyways, the other game modes, the Conquest mode, the iconic, my favorite game mode is there. 64 bots and split screen, you guys. And they even did an update after this game came out where people said, oh, the bots just kind of stand around. A lot of them don't even do anything and stuff. They forget that that's how it was in the original game in 2005. And the developers took that into consideration and said, oh, really? They are? Oh, okay, let me fix that. They frickin' updated the bots and made it so the bots shoot more actively than they normally do. So they accidentally improved the AI. It's like, seriously? Yeah, this game did that for us, you guys. That's incredible. Okay, that being said, on top of that, they added something else that wasn't in the original game. All maps now, besides space maps, have the Jedi Assault game mode. Okay, that was not in the original game. The original game had post-launch DLC that had added maps for the Jedi Assault mode. Added maps. The original, whatever. This game has every single non-space map has Jedi Assault. That's incredible. That's awesome. That's great. That's fantastic. And with the DLC extra characters, Keith Fisto and Asajj Ventress in every map. That's awesome. Okay, incredible. That's, what else can you ask for, right? And with 64 bots, 64 Jedis at one time is a remarkable thing. Play it. It's chaos and it's kind of stupid, but it's fun because it's so insane. Zero lag, and that's kind of blows my mind the most. Okay, that being said, you have all these vehicles and space vehicles and two-player split screen, two-seat vehicles, three-seat vehicles. You can get in a vehicle and switch seats at any time, so you make the AI drive for you, which gets you into crazy situations, or dumb ones, because the AI is very random, in a good way. Very replayable, very different every time you do it. Good time, fun experience. Okay, 64 bots. Are you kidding me, you guys? It's insane. Okay, all of that. Split screen, offline, no internet required. It has everything you want in the game. And they added one more thing that was not in the original game from Battlefront 2 2005. On the Xbox only Battlefront 2 2005, the other team in Conquest mode and in Capture the Flag mode, they would use their Jedi, the AI bots in the enemy team. They would spawn their Jedi. That wasn't in the PS2 or in the PC version of the game for some reason, only on the original Xbox version. Get this, in this game, Battlefront Classic Collection, they have that for all platforms, and they added something else incredible that wasn't even in the original game. If you, as the human players, say, because you can pick yes or no when you earn the Jedi reward, if you say no, an AI teammate will now spawn as it and use them, and you can even command them to follow you. How insane is that? That's an incredible, remarkable addition to the game that completely changes the game, and that is so much fun. That is so awesome. I don't know what more you could really ask for. It has everything in one game. Space, the AI still sucks in space as far as the objectives, but having 64 bots in space and just dogfighting all day is still fun, so that part's still good. You know, you can't, it's not perfect, like I said, but space doesn't compare to, like, Battlefront 1 2004 is still my favorite part of that collection, you know, despite everything, and split screen and everything, it's just great. The maps, all those maps with flying vehicles shooting down at you, dogfighting in the air, first or third person view. First person view vehicles look even better than they did before now in the Battlefront 2004 version in the Classic Collection. It's a perfect time. What more can you ask for? It has everything you want in a game. It feels like you're playing online. It's just awesome. Okay. Then finally, tie, also number one, Call of Duty Ghosts, the most overhated game in history. This game does win in one category. Call of Duty Ghosts 2013. This game has the definitive number one best AI bots in gaming history. Now, what do I mean by best? Because I make this clear. When I say best, I don't mean strongest or best aiming. No. I mean best as in best programmed for realism. They're not aimbotty. Sometimes they do feel like it when they're on veterans. Sometimes, yes, they will get that crazy instant headshot moment that you're used to seeing, but not always. And that's what I like. They try, but they don't just automatically get the kill every 2 seconds. They try, and on any difficulty, even recruit, they play the objectives very hard. Every objective, they flank, they hide, they camp, they change loadouts in the middle of a game if they want to. And something I've never seen before in another Call of Duty, if you're in the middle of a gunfight with them, they're shooting at you with their main gun. If they need to reload, they won't take the time to reload. They'll either throw a grenade at you, or they will switch to their secondary gun and try and kill you with that first before reloading. That is something that astonishes me to this day. That's how serious they took the programming. Up to 17 bots, every single game mode, up to 17 bots, and split screen, no internet required. The best AI bots in gaming history is in this game. And if that wasn't enough, the only thing this game is missing, I will admit, it is missing Capture the Flag. I wish it had that game mode. It doesn't have that game mode. It has everything else, though. Okay, it doesn't have uplink. Okay, I guess I should make that clear. It doesn't have uplink. Or Capture the Flag, but it has everything else. Okay, I love the kill streaks. I love the score streaks. I love the guns. I love the realism. This game lets you lean against the walls and do a peek around the corner with your guns on any given object or surface or wall or whatever. And that's a fun tactic. This game has the combat role. This game has the best knife combat mechanics and stuff. And this game has the best spectating mode. This game also, if that wasn't enough, you guys, this game, Call of Duty Ghosts, has the most destructible environments out of every Call of Duty game so far. Okay, so far. Maybe in the future that'll change. But as of right now, it has the most destructible environments in any Call of Duty game ever made. This game, every map has 1 to 2 different landmark things that can be destroyed. Yes, it is a set thing, so like it'll fall the same way every time, yes. But some of them are pretty major, and it's really fun that way. And then other things like you can shoot, papers and windows and printers and computers and TVs, and you can break a bunch of stuff, and you can some secret levers you can do to like shut garage doors and stuff. There's switches, interactions, everything. Every map has a specific kill streak for just that map. Some maps have more than one as well, and all that stuff. But like I said, the game has the best bots ever. This is the most replayable bots in any video game ever because of how good they are. They're human-like. They will flank you. They will parkour into a building the most random way that you wouldn't have thought of. And sometimes they'll change their mind, you guys. They'll be like, I'm going to go in the front door. And then they go, no, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to go up, scale the window. And sometimes they'll miss the jump and then try again and then get in correctly. Like, that's how human-like, realistic they are. They do not repeat patterns. It's the most insane thing I've ever seen. And it's remarkable how much hate this game gets. I don't think people understand how good the AI bots are in this game. It has everything. And then the last thing I should mention is the options for saving the game recipes is incredible in this game too. It has everything you want in one. You can pick what exact guns are allowed, not allowed, attachments allowed, not allowed, what exact equipment allowed, not allowed, what exact perks allowed, not allowed, kill streaks, score streaks allowed, not allowed, etc. And everything. The AI bots, they use the kill streaks and score streaks intelligently. They actually use it intelligently. They're not just using them willy-nilly at random. Now, no game's perfect. Of course, once in a while you're going to see them be weird with it because every game has flaws. Like, yeah, they're going to glitch out once in a while. It is a game after all. But 99.9% of the time, the bots are using them strategically. If they get the IMS, landmine thing, they're putting it on the objective. Like, it's like crazy. The sentry turret, they're putting it on the objectives. They're putting it in narrow hallways. They're setting up IED explosives in hallways and stuff. It's like, what? They're doing the drop shot. They're doing the jump shot. They're lobbing grenades ahead of the objective to try and get you to get hurt before they enter the building. They're crouching. They're crawling. They're laying down. They're camping. Yes, camping. They're doing everything. This game's bullet physics and gun movements, like it looks real, fine-tuned. It's slow, and that's a compliment. For realism, it feels like they took the time to add serious weight mechanics to the guns and recoil to the guns. You die really fast in this game, and that's not a complaint either, because in the game's custom recipes, you can save anything you want. Do you want every player to have default 100% health, or do you want to raise it to 200% health? Do you want to lower it to hardcore mode, 30% health, etc., and so on and so on? It has everything you want in a game, these two games. Okay? So these two games are my tie. They have everything you want in a game to make you feel like you're playing online with online players at once, but minus the online part of it. Therefore, these are games that will last forever. That you can play these games in 30 years from now. They'll be just as fun and just as replayable, because you don't get the same experience that you get every time you play it. It's so much fun. It's a mind-blowing, incredible game, and you can save up to 11 slots for class loadouts. 11, you guys. 11? So even if you are the most picky Call of Duty player in the whole world, you get 11 class loadouts to pick from every game when you play. Okay, and so does your split screen other player too. How incredible is this? Now, there is no split-screen campaign, but this has an extinction mode instead of zombies mode. This extinction mode, it's kind of like a story mode. It's different than zombies, but it has similarities to it. It's a long game, and it's split-screen co-op. I mean, come on. This game has everything. This game has everything you want. The AI is so fun to watch. It has the best spectating out of every Call of Duty, so when you die and you're waiting for the round to end, if you're doing search and destroy or search and rescue, for example, you can watch a teammate in first-person view, third-person zoomed far away person view, and spin the camera at will, or free roam spectate camera as if your camera is on a drone and you can move at 10 miles per hour, and you can just put the camera anywhere like you're filming a movie for Hollywood. And look at my videos, my streams. I've done that all the time. So, amazing game, you guys. These two games, it's impossible for me to pick which one because they both do things great. Ghosts, obviously, has better bots, obviously, but they're different games. Star Wars is a third-person view game also, in addition, has dedicated vehicles, obviously, and Ghost has vehicles, but they're killstreak vehicles, whereas Battlefront Classic Collection has dedicated vehicles, obviously. And stuff like that, and then obviously that's a science fiction game. They're different games, you guys, but that's why it's impossible to pick 64 bots offline versus 17 bots with one of the best bots in gaming history bots offline, both split screen offline. You guys, this is it. These are the best. These two are my tie. Okay, but I went through them because I wanted you to hear my arguments for all the other ones, even ones I don't like for offline again, like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, offline, Black Ops 4 offline. Those ones are dreadful. But even those I want to mention just so people know and understand the history of it and everything. So, thank you guys so much for listening. This is my list for Xbox, but there is overlap. Okay, some of these games are also on PlayStation and on PC, obviously, especially obvious ones like Star Wars and Call of Duty, obviously. Okay, no duh. But for some reason, I believe starting in Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty games no longer had offline multiplayer game modes. I don't know why, but you guys have mods so you can work your way around that. Whereas on Xbox, we've been very, very lucky and spoiled with the games I've mentioned. So that's my answers, folks. Thank you all for listening. Comment, let me know what other games there are. I know on PlayStation, for example, you guys had these Killzone games, which were really cool, that had bots offline and stuff. I know, like, that's an example of a game I've never played because I don't have PlayStation. Those are some games, good examples. There's that other one, I can't think of what it's called. It was like, it's not for Xbox either. It was called like, what was it called? Fallen or something? I don't know. Some game. It was like it had like 80 bots or something. It was like incredible and stuff. And then obviously there's games that I don't even own because they're not backwards compatible, such as Enemy Territory Quake Wars, which would maybe be tied with one as well if I could play it again, you know? Anyways, thank you for listening. Comment, let me know what you think. Let me know which ones are missing. Let me know which ones are your favorite. And let me know which ones do you personally wish had offline bots at elite Call of Duty Ghost level of intelligence. I'll tell you mine right now. I've never played Battlefield 4, so I'll say Battlefield 3. Imagine if Battlefield 3 had 64 offline bots and split screen and custom options like vehicles respawn right away or something, you know, crazy things. That would be my number one pick right there. That would be incredible. So, thank you everybody.